What's the difference between a panic attack and social anxiety?
Well, a panic attack, that's something that, for me anyway, a panic attack would just come out of the blue. I would just all of a sudden feel like I was going to have a heart attack. And it's like my vision would just like, I would get this tunnel vision where I couldn't like focus anywhere, but like I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to pass out. And my heart would start beating really fast. And social anxiety, that's where you feel really anxious around people. And panic attacks was when I was by myself. I had panic attacks mostly when I was alone. Social anxiety is around other people, where I would just feel really uncomfortable, didn't want to say anything because I felt like I didn't fit in and it wasn't good enough and I didn't belong, and people don't want to talk to me because I don't have anything interesting to say and my life isn't interesting. Why would they want to talk to me? And
when you're experiencing social anxiety, are you specifically thinking those thoughts, or are you confused and just feeling the anxiety? Like, are you thinking nobody's going to like me in the moment that you're with people, or is it just the feeling of anxiety?
well, now I'm like I'm pretty much totally over it. So this is like all in the past. But yeah, I was thinking all this negative stuff about myself really probably since I was a little kid and didn't know it. And as I got older, it just kept building up and building up. I didn't even realize that I was thinking negative things about myself. I was telling myself the other kids at school aren't going to like me, so why should I be friends with them? Because I'm not any fun. Why would they like me? So I might as well just not even, get close to them. And
So it wasn't necessarily a specific thought, it was just the way you thought in general.
yeah,
Okay.
until I started doing, therapy that really worked. And then little by little I started realizing how much I was really thinking so negative about myself, how I was beating myself up.
So when you first started the therapy, did you have that awareness that it was going to deal with those thoughts, or did you just start therapy thinking, I'll deal with this fear?
Yeah, I thought it was the fear. I didn't really know what to expect from this therapy, but I didn't think it was going to work because I thought this was a last resort for me, because I'd already tried another, besides the hypnotist, I'd already tried another, it was more of a, it was a tape series, but that was more for panic attack people that had panic attacks, not social anxiety.
So after the person with the tapes, then you found a different tape series for panic anxiety.
Yes, there was a seminar, and my mom took me to it. She saw it in the paper, advertised in the paper, and it was this guy that was there talking about, he didn't call it social anxiety. I think he called it, what is it? Not social anxiety.
Social phobia?
Social phobia, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he hadn't even really had it himself. He was talking about about the person that had made these tapes. He was out there selling this person's tapes.
And so I guess you did have some panic attacks, and when you got this series, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were experiencing some of that problem. So did the tape series help with that?
No, because I didn't have anything. I didn't have any tools. What this series did was, it was this woman talking, and she had like a little panel of like 4 people that were on here with her, that were on there with her, and she would talk back and forth with each one of them, and they would tell kind of like what they felt. And it was interesting to listen to, but it didn't help me because there was no tools. I had nothing to to lean back on and really sink in, to it was like kind of like reading a book, and then after reading the book, it's like, okay, I felt good while I was reading it, and I felt like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then after I was done listening to these, it's like, okay, it didn't work. It just didn't stick with me.